Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of TikTok. Today, we have a special Wednesday edition, and we have a special guest, Miss Deasha Waddup.
Yay!
Where's my button?
Hello.
There's the button. Hold on. You got a round of applause welcoming Miss Deasha. That's what's up. It's so fun. So for those of you who don't know Deasha, she is one of the Nerdly brand partners. I have known her for many years, and it's been really awesome seeing her grow and watching not just her grow, but watching her clients achieve success and really be able to leverage their Facebook groups, because that is such a vital way to grow your business online, because you need that community. Like, having a sense of community with your product or service is an absolute game changer. And we've seen so many people not know what they're doing, and they come to her, they're like, so I have a Facebook group, but I don't really do anything there. And then when I do try to post, nobody engages. So tell me a little bit, Deasha, tell me a little bit about your mindset when it comes to leveraging a Facebook group or a community with your offers.
Okay, so the first thing is to not worry about vanity metrics. So one of the things that you hear a lot is nobody's engaging in my content. I'm like, I don't really care if you're getting tons of comments or likes on your posts. You can put pictures of my very cute dog Rolo on, and I'll get tons of likes and comments. It is not going to generate sales. So the mindset shift there is not looking at the vanity metrics of likes, comments, engagement. Yes, those things are important, and we can get those putting cute pictures of dogs. We want to focus on the sales behind it, and the sales come when you start building relationships, and relationships come when you start putting community first and building that sense of pride around what you have created and the environment that you are creating inside of your community.
That's awesome. Right? Because that is so often people are be looking at, like, oh my God, how many, because it's really easy. Facebook makes it really easy for you to get distracted by metrics that aren't actually moving your business forward, but are making people engage and stay on Facebook longer. Because your business and Facebook business are two separate things. Facebook's really going to feed you all sorts of things. I mean, it's just like how easy it is for you to click that boost a post, right?
Yeah.
Which does absolutely nothing to grow your community, to grow your business. It will, however, get people to engage on this comment, engage on a post that's not necessarily going to help your business, and real easy way for Facebook to take your money. Facebook's really good at helping you give them money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you've now got on personal profiles or professional profiles, you can now boost your profile as well. And so I've just seen that button pop up on my profile to boost your professional profile. So they are definitely making sure that they can get their cut of everything that you do. But there is still, and I don't pay Facebook for anything. So I am very much focused on the organic side of things rather than the paying for anything. We're English. We don't like to spend money if we can help it, right? So we want to generate everything organically and build those relationships. And some of my clients have been with me for years, and that comes from the relationships that I build. People have been in my community, whether they've paid me or not, for years. And then one day I get people say, hey, I've been following you for a while. I know all about Rolo. He's dead cute. I know about this. Just bought a house, just done this. Can I sign up and work with you? I'm like, of course you can. Who are you? Because I don't know everybody that follows me, but they've followed every single step of my journey and been following me for so long that they're like, I'm in, and here's all my money. Let me work with you. And that's the power of having a good following, and they're not even liking posts. That's the best thing. The lurkers are the best clients, and they don't even like or comment on your posts.
Oh, absolutely. And okay, so for those of you out there who are like, but I like ads, I'm a fan of ads. We're
Mhm.
starting to get into them too. However, that's only after we have a really fine tuned and clarified what our organic process is. If you have not spent at least a year working on your organic process, because that not only do you need to be able to do it, you need to be able to be at a point that you can afford and train a staff, because if once you run ads, guess what? You can't do that on your own. That's just not realistic. If you're going to turn on ads, that you should be getting a volume of people that you cannot handle on your own. So if you're not at a place that you're even looking at bringing on team, delegating things, then you're not ready for ads, friends. I've just seen so many people who they get sold the get rich quick scheme of using Facebook ads, and they get miss this entire point that you need to have this process, and not just like, oh, I know what to do. It's you and your team need to be able to do this consistently so that you can start actually scaling your offer. So
Yeah, and one of the cool things that Facebook have just rolled out is running ads to your Facebook group. So that is sort of the top of funnel that you can get them into your Facebook group, and then that's where the fun stuff starts happening. That's where you can start building the relationships. That's where they're going to start buying from you. They're going to start engaging in your community, and you're going to build that relationship from there. Once they've joined your Facebook group that way, then you need a process to sell consistently inside of your Facebook group. The other thing that I talk a lot about is not launching all of the time and spreading those things out, because if you are doing it on your own or you have a team, you need to be planning far in advance. And I would much rather plan 6 to 8 weeks out than run around like a headless chicken and not have a life, because I would like to have a life over work. But I know that it can become consuming, right? I've done it. I've been there where I think I need a launch every month, and I've gone through this process and I've consumed myself in work, and then I haven't taken the dog out for a walk, or I haven't gone to the gym, or I haven't eaten properly because of all of the stack of things that I need to do to get ready for the launch. I would much rather plan it all out in advance, and then that gives me time to go in and edit, to update, to change, to analyze, and to make the next time I do it even better, rather than just rushing it out again, and doing that systematically every 3 months, but whilst also selling consistently.
exactly. And, on the flip side, instead of consuming yourself, you could also come back from Burning Man and have a challenge launch, T minus 3 weeks after that, and then just not launch the way you wanted to. And that's just sad, because now you have to invest that same amount of energy to run that event without the volume of clientele that you want in there to get the ROI that you're looking for.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
lessons learned. Lessons learned.
Yeah, that's what planning well in advance. I think I start promoting my events 6 to 8 weeks out of actually running the event, and that gives me the time to not stress about it 2 to 3 weeks beforehand about getting the numbers up, because I've been planning it for so long in advance. And some people say to me, oh, does that not mean people drop off, or people don't show up, or they won't put it in their diaries? I have not seen that. The people that actually sign up first, the 6 to 8 weeks, are much more likely to show up live than those that signed up closer to the time
I mean,
as well.
also, if you sign up 6 to 8 weeks before the event, and if you're promoting it 6 to 8 weeks, you should very much have communication between that 6 to 8 weeks all the way up, right? And if you're not familiar with the automations behind that, that is something that, both Deasha and I can help you with, because that you really need to have that communication going, right? Like that needs to be happening, and you need to have your automations in place so that whether they sign up 8 weeks in advance or they sign up 2 days in advance, right? That you just need to be mindful of how you have those set up so that, whether they're going to get 8 weeks of communications or they're going to skip to just what they really need to have 2 days before, right? And the great thing is, once you have that set up, as long as you're leveraging your custom values, you'll be good to go each and every time. However, you need that Facebook group, because that is where you're going to be creating not just the engagement for that coming event. You're going to have people, you could very well, depending upon your offer, have people sign up over and over again, right? Um, and that can be great, because there you're going to be able to see not just your future potential clients coming in, but your existing clients are going to be your biggest cheerleaders, right? As long as you keep nurturing that community, your existing clients can be huge cheerleaders and sell this stuff for you by just talking about how awesome it is.
One of the things that I love about combining Nerdly with the group process and the workshop is that in my automation, I can add tags in if people click on different trainings that I've sent them. So in that 8 weeks, I'm not just sending them a whole bunch of sales stuff. I'm sending them information that is going to be useful for them, things that they can start to implement straight away, things that they can start to learn, and testimonials, because I want to make sure that they're not just learning, but they're also learning how awesome I am, how amazing what I offer is. And I can track what they click on through into the group, what they're then engaging on in the group, and then I can use Group Track to track that and have more conversations with them in the group as well. So by combining all of that stuff, and the one thing I want to mention is you don't have to do all of this on your first launch, because I see a lot of my clients stress about having all of the pieces in for that first ever event and thinking that first event is going to be the pinnacle of events that's going to make them $1 million or whatever it is. But just starting with your first event and then putting the pieces in place for the next time you launch and the next time, and you'll launch this same process over and over and over again. But each time you do it, you will perfect it a little bit more.
Absolutely. Done is better than perfect. That is something we will always say, because guess what? You're the only one who knows that you didn't do this other piece that you wanted to do. Nobody else knows. And trust me, they think what you did was awesome. Right?
Yeah.
So you've got a workshop coming up. So tell me a bit more about that, so our audience knows. So what would they be looking to get out of this? Like, where should they be in their business for it to be a right fit for them?
Yeah, so in this workshop, we're talking about the ways that you can make consistent income in your Facebook group. So we're talking about the offers that you need in place. This is a combination of your one-on-one, your group, any tiny offers that you have. We're talking about how to consistently get those sales. And then we're going through a calendar as well. So you'll get a downloadable calendar where you can map out the next launch of yours and what you're going to cycle through on what you're offering for the next 3 months. And also, I'm launching an offer to work with me for free for 2 weeks of coaching. So there are limited spots available for that. There's only 10 spots in the two weeks worth of free coaching. And that will be launched on the workshop as well. So if you are thinking about getting your Facebook group selling for you consistently and you think you need support, then definitely come to the workshop and make sure that you apply for the 2 weeks of coaching. And then if you're shortlisted, we will work together over the next 2 weeks to look at your Facebook group and how you can improve it to make sales consistently.
Awesome. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, come at workshop to get the deets on that event. And I'm sure Deasha also has some really awesome resources for you inside of her Facebook group, which is...
Yeah, if you scale and sell using your Facebook group, I've just changed the name recently, and there is so much content in the guide section that you can dive into around setting up your group for sales, having more sales conversations, the content to create that will convert. And we're not worried about vanity metrics, we're just worried about sales. So content that converts, how to have more sales, how to link all of that up with Nerdly, how to have more DM conversations, and where your Facebook group fits into your entire ecosystem as well, because your Facebook group is just one part of your entire ecosystem. So how to make sure that all of that is working together.
Awesome. Yeah. So the words. It's it's been a new day. It's been a new day today. Schedule's been a little bit crazy bats. But I have seen so much success with your clients. And I mean, whether you are brand new to tech or you're tech savvy, like, all the stuff that Deasha's got mapped out for you is super achievable, right?
Yeah. And I want to say you don't need to have a huge community. I have had clients have 25K launches with 200 people in their groups. I have had clients that have thousands of people in their groups that aren't making sales consistently. So it really doesn't matter what size of your community is. It is how you're talking to those people and how you're communicating with those people that's going to make the difference in the sales, not the numbers of people in your group. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know, I've only got a couple of people. I had somebody just relaunch a brand new Facebook group. They had 17 people sign up to a new paid challenge, and 3 people of those converted into one-on-one, and 3 people of those converted into a group program. And this was a brand new group she didn't even have 3 weeks ago.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. I love hearing stories about this, because I hear all the time, like, oh, I had a Facebook group and, it wasn't that great. Well, the problem is that so many times people have a Facebook group and they don't have a strategy behind it. They don't know what they're doing. I mean, the same thing can be said, like, it's a low cost of entry. It costs you nothing to have a Facebook group, right? I mean, I was going to go on a tangent down left field, and we're going to pull myself back, right? If you go in for a surgery with a doctor who's never been trained on it, and they're like, oh, I'm going to cut you up today, would you feel like that's going to be a great experience? Or would you rather go with someone who is like, oh, I actually went and got training on how to do this thing, right? And there's so much, right? And there's so much I see out there, people leveraging like next level automations, and remove the humanity about that experience. And that's a huge miss, right? And that's one of the things I know that Deasha is really all about, and what we talk about a lot here is leveraging automations is awesome. However, you need to make sure that you are still part of the process. You are still showing up as you, still showing up in those conversations with your clients, developing relationships, right? Like, if you want to leverage group track and, have that start the conversations, awesome. Because that doesn't take a lot, because when you have someone who says, I want to talk to you about this, yeah, you're going to have the same starting message with everybody. However, you need to actually show up and be in those conversations. I've seen, especially with some of these new tools coming out, where it's like, oh, we're just going to go and friend request 1,000 people and send a DM to 1,000 people. Those aren't actually prospects. That is literally just random people from the internet that even if they're in a group, right? Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I mean, there's a bot currently targeting my group, so I know they're targeting other groups, that is sending brand new Facebook accounts to my group, joining, answering the questions, and putting the email address as example@example.com. And I have declined almost 200 people in the last 15 to 20 days with this exact same setup. So when you're looking at vanity metrics and you're looking at numbers in people's communities and you're comparing yourself, wonder if they are allowing all of those bots in, because they are, that is skewing their numbers, and those bots are not actual ideal clients or even possibly engaging in the group. And so it's skewing all of that data or vanity metrics that you guys are looking at when you're looking at the numbers of people that are in communities. So bear that in mind, especially with a lot of the tools that are coming around helping people with hack the system, if you like.
Yeah. And you also got to be mindful when you decide what tools to use is, hey, does this tool violate terms of services? When am I going to have my Facebook account deleted because I did this thing? So, there's so much, and we could talk more. We could talk all day about this.
Yeah.
But I try to keep these nice and short, and we are already rolling into 20 minutes. I love having you on here, Deasha.
Thank you.
Comment workshop to get the deets on how to sell consistently in your Facebook group. Deasha's got a lot of resources in her group, and I know she will love on you and help you get moving the needle. Oh, I love it. So nice. There, I love it.
Yay. Thank
Thanks.
you.
We love you too. All right. Well, we hope you all have a fantastic day. Later, nerds.
Bye.